Hello, my name is Nick Tipton, and today I want to talk about the relationship between a teacher and their students, no matter the age of the students or if the classroom is in person or online. The student-teacher relationship is the foundation for any productive classroom management plan. Students of all ages perform better for teachers they respect and whom they believe have their best interests in mind. Think back to those teachers you did not trust. Now, if you were just a tremendous student, you worked through those classes in spite of that teacher. But for those that didn't do well in school, they struggled in those classes, may have even failed them. So that trusting relationship is so important. So what are some ways that we can build that important teacher-student relationship? I think the first thing is establish course expectations from the beginning and stick to them. Let the students know what you expect of them and what they should expect of you. That way, they know how things are going to go before it ever happens. They know the rules. They know how your classroom's going to work, and they know how you are going to work, right? Ask questions. Like, find stuff out about them, and then give a pause after that to let everyone answer. It's okay to let them think for a minute. They don't have to know the answer immediately. Find out what your kids like, what they are going through. Most people are willing to talk about themselves if you will allow them to and you give them a safe space to do it. Show an interest in your students' lives. They will know if you genuinely care. They're going to pick up on that. Kids are very perceptive. We don't think they are, but people are very perceptive. Even adults, they want to know that their teacher cares about them. They need to know that you are willing to listen to them and that you want them to succeed. Find similarities between you. That means, for myself, I love to fly fish. Those students that like to fly fish, they're going to feel a connection with me. They're going to feel comfortable talking with me about fishing after class. That's just one example. It could be reading. It could be that you love basketball. It could be that you love traveling. Find those connections and strengthen them. Build upon them. Try to have positive interactions with every student. There are those students that have difficulty focusing, or they're having trouble at home, or their child is sick. So they're feeling down, they're feeling negative, and don't just come at them with negative responses. Give them positive stuff as well. Hey, I know you didn't do well in that last paper, but I love the sentence structure. I love where you were heading with it. Stuff like that. Build on that. Create a safe space to learn in. That is so important. School should be a safe place. Kids should feel safe there. Some of them don't have a safe place at home. They don't have that safe place to go back to after school. So school is their safe place. A lot of teachers forget that. So how do you learn those interests? Engage your students in conversation when time allows, but make sure the topic is appropriate. Stay away from politics. Stay away from religion as much as possible. Stay away from anything that could be construed as wrong, right? Keep it general. But even then, you can show interest in those general things. Be willing to listen instead of doing the talking. You can ask questions to guide the conversation along, but listen to your students. And maybe even take notes. Keep that information handy for later. You could have them answer a simple questionnaire about themselves. You could have them write a biography. You could let them do an art project. There are so many ways to get the information you need. Okay, so how do you teach students that have different viewpoints from your own? The first is know your students and know yourself. We all have biases, even if we say we don't. It's when you act upon those biases is when things get in trouble. Again, school should be a safe place, safe space. A student that is a Democrat doesn't need to know that I'm a Republican or I'm a Democrat. That has no bearing on whether I'm a teacher or not. That has no bearing on the lesson, right? And once they learn that fact, they could be thinking, well, I don't agree with his political viewpoint, so is he right about this historical thing too? Keep it out of school. Don't try to change your kids and make them think like you do. That's not why you're there. Involve family and community. That's important. Let students know that who they are and where they come from is welcome in your classroom. When possible, again, avoid politics and religion. But that brings us to our next point. How do you teach a Christian worldview? How do you teach using a Christian worldview when perhaps the Christian worldview is not accepted or allowed, or any religious view is accepted or allowed in the school system. To me, that means modeling that behavior, right? Showing that I have a strong sense of morals, and that what I ask my children to do in class or ask my adult students to do in class is what I'm doing at home. I'm telling them to do this and this, and then when I'm after work and they see me in town, I'm not at a bar, I'm not at a club, I'm not getting, I'm not buying a pack of Budweiser, right? I'm not on Instagram posting party pictures or anything like that. I'm not on Twitter saying inflammatory things. I am modeling and doing what I'm saying. And I think that is the best way to teach with a Christian worldview. So I want to thank you for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed the video.